Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Peace and blessings upon you all. Dear research scholars, today we take up this is our PhD coursework in the computer and internet related methodology. Assignment second. I've already discussed it, question number second, okay? That's the mail merge. Now we take up, because this is a very easy sort of assignment. So I will try to take it as a whole in a one video. So the first question is talking about a table and its parts briefly. Okay, I opened up my Word. Okay, this is the 2013 version, and here if you have a quick look, we have here what's called as the menus. Got a file menu, home, insert, and they are on their tabs, and they will have a ribbon attached with it. For example, if I say insert, okay, I click insert. This is a tab, insert tab. Okay, like in the browser we have different tabs. Here we also have a tab structure, and now on the ribbon we have groupings like illustrations and table and apps. These are the groupings we have, and in the insert tab we got what's called as the table. So if we want to add table, just drop down this arrow, click it, and you can draw it from here. Okay, for example, 2 rows 2 columns, 3 rows 3 columns, or 3 rows and 2 columns, whatever you like. Or you may say insert table, or you may say draw table. You can draw the table of your own, or you can say just simply insert table. Then you ask for how many number of columns and how many number of rows. Now you can have a fixed column width, and you can have auto fit to contents, means whatever the width of text is in the contents. If I say fixed column width, then it gives you fixed width. And if a text is lesser or larger than the column width, you have to adjust. But if you have say auto fit, whatever the size of your text is, it will fit automatically to that. Or you could say auto fit to window. That means whatever rows and columns you're telling about, it will take up the whole space. Maybe the best thing to do is to say auto fit to contents, because this is the most optimal thing for me. Now we got something like 2 rows and 5 columns. Okay, and they are saying auto fit to content. So if I start writing, for example, my first thing is, if I say for example serial number, it is taking up the space according to the text. That's what's called auto fit to contents. Okay, then maybe I will say name. Okay, then I say tab and go to the next column. Maybe this is my address. Okay, then it's the next one may be something else, say for example class, and something maybe this is the phone, whatever you like. So briefly talking about these things, what the table parts are. The table parts have columns, and it has what? It has the rows, and it has a cell. A cell is a particular this box. So we got column, we got rows, and we got cells. Okay, and which one is the row? Row is a horizontal one, horizontal section of table. Vertical section of table is a column, and particular box where you write a particular thing like a text or image. You can put up the image, you can put up anything in that. Now that thing is called the cell. Now you may format the things. Say for example, if I have selected everything, I may change it to the red color. I may make it bold. I may make it font bigger if you want. Okay, and I can do a hell lot of things, whatever you like. Even we have formatting or layouts of the table where we can make it more beautiful. Now if you want anything, firstly you have to select the table. Okay, go here and just this one is selected, like because this when this arrow stuff comes in, then you may go, it's talking about, it's all about table tools now. Okay, it's saying it's a table tool if it's coming in a recorder. Then if I go to the design and I choose some design, okay, you choose any design. For example, this one you see on the back, it's happening there. Okay, or it's previewing also simultaneously. Or I may go downside, maybe I will choose something else like this green one. Now it has a totally different design, as you could see. So we can have a layout, so we can do things. Now what you will do is you will just open up the Word and try all these things, like border style. What kind of border style you have? You want this kind of line, or you want this kind of line, whatever you want. Okay, that will come up. So what I'm talking about is just go through, and basically if we talk about the parts, we have the rows, column, and a cell. So we move on to the next question, which is saying auto fit by using suitable example. So what is an auto fit? We already have seen an example of auto fit. Okay, now in the Word we also already seen the auto fit. If you say here layout tab, and then there is an auto fit. Okay, firstly the table should be selected. Now say auto fit, and I say fixed column width. That means if I change the column width, it will stay like that. So even the font is this much space is wasted, and you can change anything. Okay, okay, I'm changing the column widths because it's not auto fit. Now when I say auto fit, I may say auto fit to window. It will take up the full window size, whatever the window size is mine. Or if I say auto fit to contents, means it will take up exactly the same size. The cell will take exactly the same size as that of the text or the content in the cell. Okay, we may have auto fit in case of Excel also. So let's open the Excel. This is the Excel worksheet. So we can make the auto fit this cell in the Excel also. So you now know the condition. Okay, so for example, we're writing something to this. Say this is my serial number. Okay, then this is my, for example, name. Okay, I have a pen in my hand actually. Then I got here the class, and I got then the address ADDRESS, or maybe I have got a long text, address of mine, something like that. Now what's happening here, if you see here, address of mine has gone into the cell of a D and also to the E. So I don't want that. I want it to auto fit to the contents. Okay, so best way is actually to select all these things, or you can select individual cell, or you can select the everything you want. Okay, for example, you just click on here on outside of the row, click it, it will select the whole, and then go in a home tab. This is the home tab, and here we have a format button. Okay, in the format button you just say whatever you want. You want to auto fit column width, or you want auto fit row height. So you want to auto fit to height, or you want to the column width. Maybe I'll say auto fit to column width. Now if you say auto fit to column width, now you see the D has taken up exactly that much of space as that of a contents. Now the next question is about the advanced features of MS Word. There's not a this is not a limit. There is no limit. You can say advanced features. Let me try my hands on few advanced features. To my number one, which comes in my brain, is, let me get my pen. Where is that? Okay, let me get a bigger one. Number one, which comes in my brain, is what's called as an advanced search. We got an advanced search. Search is a magnificent thing in Word. If you pick up the word here and you say Control F, press Control and F together, it will put up this navigation pane, or is search pane. You just put up anything here, it will search so fast and so quick, and it's so improved that it's a piece of cake to search any damn thing. Okay, now what about the second thing? Second thing is about co-authoring in real time. I must say it is about co-authoring, AUTHO, in real time. So what is that? In Word you can do one thing. See, for example, you're writing a paper, or you're editing a paper, or you are sharing some idea, and you want other people to know the same time. Okay, so we have what is called as a SharePoint foundation in our Word or a window. You need for that a live account. For example, I have a live account, like my account is journey@live.in. You need a live account for that. Okay, or you may have some live.com, or maybe some Hotmail account, and you can use a SharePoint foundation wherein you can co-author. For example, we are writing a research paper together. For example, we have two people writing a research paper together. Okay, so I can write, and other guy is also watching that, and he is also writing, I'm watching that. So we are writing together a single piece of paper, and I'm writing on my laptop and he's on his laptop. So we are co-authoring, that too in a real time. Okay, so that it doesn't mean that I will send a message to him, email to him, he will read, and no, we are doing it simultaneously. So for that matter, I will say we can do what is called as shared documents. We can do sharing of the documents. That comes for me to the number 3. Now we may have number 4 for me is what's called as the visual effects. Number 4, visual effects. You can put up a lot of visual effects like we just did with the table. You can do it with the text. You have some sort of a text. Where is word coming up? Okay, let me close this. Okay. Say for example here you're writing something and so on. I don't want a table now. Okay, let me delete this table. Okay, now I'm writing something. It seems a very simple text, but you can change it dramatically. Okay, now you can just select it and go here. For example, you want to change some fonts to this. If you look at it, it may look totally different. Okay, for example this one, or maybe you increase the font so that will look better. Okay, you can even spelling check these guys. Okay, you can even spelling check you can add up a lot of style to it. Like you can add up glow, you can add up bell. There's a lot of things which you can try on the words. So this may pretty come in a advanced feature, right? Okay, now let me go down to the 5th. So we can turn our text. You can turn your text to a diagram. This may be the number 5. I'm going very quickly because I don't have that much of time here. You can edit image. If you have images, you can edit them, you can crop them, you can do a lot of things to them. If you have a draft, and you can recover that, you can recover your lost draft. So for example, the electricity goes off when you are working on some document, or maybe you accidentally closed it without saving it. Okay, but in a Word we have a recovery facility which can recover the files which are lost. We can insert screenshots. You can insert screenshots. We have a tremendous menu system. Now menu system is all the time there, which is the advanced feature. Okay, and we may have number 10, translations. We can add up translations. Number 10 is translations. Actually in Word there are a lot of things. You can add up anything. You can just write anything for that. Okay, so we may move on to the next question, which is talking about the thesaurus. Okay, so we have to talk about the purpose of thesaurus. Okay, now we talk about the thesaurus. Let me simply go ahead and delete this. Let me write something. Learning word jargon. Let me 1 second. Let's give me the same font. I don't want the font. Okay, let me clear it, this one. Okay, now I written something here. Okay, let me change this font a little bigger so that you can see it. 24. Okay, it should be same font. Okay, now the thesaurus is something where we can see the synonyms, isn't it? We already know in the general use thesaurus is a reference work that lists words grouped together according to similarity of meaning. That may contain synonyms and sometimes antonyms, or maximum times it is about synonyms. So why should we use thesaurus in the research? Because when you're writing a research paper, you want to write some word, and you don't want to use the same word repeatedly. Rather, you want to use the variety of words. So you want to see what other words in English actually mean the same. So that you will have a quality words in your research paper. That's why thesaurus comes to play, and it's very important. Now, for example, I want to see the what in my thesaurus in the word. I go to the review here, and I got here, this one is a thesaurus. So when I click it, it will open up. I have highlighted for the jargon. It's seeing all synonyms of the jargon here on the right. Okay, these are all. Sometimes I use jargon, I use sometimes verbiage, and so on. Okay, I will sometimes use lingo, I will use argot. So this is what it is all about. Or alternatively, I could have right clicked it, and I will say synonyms here. Okay, the pop-up window comes up, and here are the synonyms. What has happened to this? Okay, I will say synonyms, and maybe I will use waffle. So I will change it to the waffle. So maybe I will use a quality, different words in my paper, right? And sometimes, also there are some spelling mistakes or something like that. So a squiggly or a curly, this comes up on the bottom, and you have here spelling and grammar check, or you could have simply here right click, and you can convert it into the word back. Okay, or you may have the whole document may be filled up with the, when you write a research paper or something, or a write-up, there may be a lot of spelling and grammar mistakes. Okay, maybe the grammar mistake is like okay, waffle. Maybe after full stop I should have used a capital, but I didn't use capital. I said it is, and so on, even though this is a grammatic mistake because it should be the capital, isn't it? Now I say full stop, like that. Now to do all these things, I can use a spelling and grammar check, which is here again in the review tab. Okay, and it's telling me that it should be word. It's taking up. Maybe I close the thesaurus. I will use a spelling and only all these things. So it's telling me it should be the word. I can click it. Okay, or if, for example, sometimes you say some word, maybe which is non-English word. Maybe you have some like nadru. It will think it's a wrong word. Okay, and it will try to so at that time I will ignore, but right now I resume the spelling check. Okay, it's taking up the first one, which was the wrong, so it's telling me it should be word. Say okay, click it. So it will convert to the word, and now next it goes to the nadru, and it's trying to say, oh, it's not nadru, it is a naru or something like that. In that case I will say ignore. So this is the spelling and grammar check. So this will actually do what? This will check whole document, and you don't have to worry about the the typos and all those things, because it will fix you up and it will see you whole document. And even though it's a long document, no word will be skipped. Okay, but corrected. So move quickly to the next question. So you just thesaurus. Now spelling check is also done. Now how can you align your text? This is the next question. So aligning is pretty simple. We can have a few alignments: left, right, center, and justified. So for example, if we go to the home tab, okay, go to the home, then we're grouping in a paragraph. We go to left, it's already left. We can say right, so it will start on the right sides. Okay, if we say left, it will go on the left. If we say on the center, it will align to the center. And sometimes we also need the justified. Okay, justifieds are always left, but justified do what? Suppose it's not justified, and then we start writing something. And so on. Okay, Now if you have written that many thing and there's a space here, right? If you put up the justified things here, so I want this to be justified, and I press here because the so can come up here. So if I press a del key, the so will get up, okay, and if I press del again, and the so doesn't go down. Okay, maybe I have written a so here, rather I didn't write so. Let me write here maybe I. Okay, now if I press enter here and I say del here, it doesn't get the so to this, rather just control Z to see it again. When I say del here, because so can't reach it, okay, there's not so much of space here. So what will happen, because my margin is here, if you could see, it's exactly there, so can't be there. So if it is not justified, okay, let it be left justified, okay, if it's a left aligned, not justified, then if I say del, it is getting me down, okay, it has no effect. But if it is justified, the text is justified, it will do what? It will take up the whole space, it will spread up, it will take up the whole space, okay. So you got a little more spaces, so it will not look like एक line यहाँ पे खत्म तो दूसरी line यहाँ पे खत्म तो तीसरी line आगे. So there will be all in a one line. On the left side they will be all aligned, on the right they will be all aligned. This is what's called as justified text, okay. So we have left, center, right justified, and the justified, which justify on both sides. Now next thing is about the what's called as a line spacing, okay. Here, line spacing, question number 8. So if we see here, this is the line spacing. Line spacing actually determines the amount of vertical space between the lines, how much vertical space there is, okay. Now we have quickly here, for example, we say no space, then there is no space, and there is some font change also, control Z to get it back. I don't want this thing. So if, for example, I want more spaces, I go here and I say for instance 2.0, the space between the lines, how much space between the lines there would be, you can change it, okay. You can make it 3.0, so large space, or sometimes you don't want any space, so you can say remove any space, okay. We can remove any space here before this thing, okay, because there was no space, so I will say here it is added after this thing, so you can remove the spaces wherever you like, okay. If you go here and there is no space actually, so you can quickly come up here and and say here that I want this much of space, okay. So either you use the quick styles or you use here in the paragraph section the line spacing, line and paragraph spacing, okay, whichever you like. Now for the word, we got now the steps to create the multiple columns of the text. This is the question number 9, and this is I guess the last question in the word, okay. After that is the PowerPoint presentations. For columns we can go into the page layout, okay. This is the page layout tab, go to the page layout tab, and then we have the page setup. This is the page setup, and then there we go the columns. So how many columns you want? You want say 2 columns or 3 columns or whatever. So I will say for example I want 2 columns. Now what will happen is here, if you see here, this page is broken down into the 2 columns, okay. You have columns here and you got columns. When you enter, start writing something to it. Now it's going to the next column, as you could see, okay. You could have converted this thing to 3 columns or 4 columns, whatever you like. So this is how you make stuffs into the columns. So we move on to the next question, which is going to be the question number 10, which is saying to create a new presentation using auto content wizard. Okay, let's see this how it. For that we got to open PowerPoint. Maybe I will say PowerPoint. It's coming up. Okay, let it. Now this is 2013 Office. Even in 2007 Office we don't have the auto content wizard. That was in the Office 2000 or something like that. But here what we have is what's called as, which is equivalent to that, is we have the themes. Okay. um, like in the themes we have a lot of, we have basically the templates, which are a set of files that contain information about the theme, the layout, other elements of a finished presentation. So we can use these themes. If you could see here, there are a lot of themes here which you want to do. Celestial, we got Berlin, we got Savalon, we got Crop, and we had also one here that's called Wood type. Okay. And if we use someone which you like, you can use whatever you like. For instance, slice, and okay, and we say here create. So it will create a slideshow with a theme which has its background, which has the fonts, which has, and you create another tiles, and another tile with the same actually font and background, and you don't have to actually use of your own. That's the important thing. Okay. Say for example, say new slide here, then you can say here for example title and content. This will go, it's the same theme, the theme will be same, the fonts will be same throughout the presentation. So this is the way to go. But in offices which were like Office 2000 and 2003, I guess, there was the auto content wizard. Okay, which will it was a guided tour. It will tell you for the next, and will give you will you want this theme, will you want this theme, will you want this font, and so on. And it will walk you through to actually to create a presentation of like these, where you have a background picture, where you have a particular fonts and all those things. Okay. But in Office 2007 onwards, we actually have the templates. Okay. Now we go to the next question, which says about the timing required between the slides. Why is the timing required between the slides? If you have a slide, it will go, the next slide will come automatically after a particular time, because we want the audience to actually read from the slide, or the presenter is saying something, so we need some time. Is it? So time. Let me add a few more slides here. I say new slide. Okay, and I got section header, then maybe new slide. I got whatever, it's the two contents. Now I got 4 slides actually, so I want them to play after a particular time. Okay, let's write something to these slides. Say for instance, this is my first slide. Okay, let me write it, the first slide. Okay, now this is gonna be the second slide. Let me write something to this second slide. Similarly, this one has to be the third slide. Write it somewhere. And this is gonna be the last one. Now we want that's what's called as transition. Here, transition tab. Firstly is what kind of transition you have, sort of animation between one slide and the second slide. Maybe I will say split. I will add up a split here. Okay, and this will add a split sort of animation to the slide. Firstly, what we'll do is you will select a slide and then apply the whatever transition you want. Maybe I will wipe for the next, fade for the third, and for fourth I'm gonna cut, or something like that. And then I will use the timing which we are talking about. The first thing is the transition time. Maybe I use a 1 second of a transition time. It will take 1 second, maybe 2 seconds right now is okay. Apply to all. Or you can use accordingly to this slide. I want, for example, 4 seconds and more contents, and on this slide, for example, I have to talk a lot. Maybe I will use 2 minutes or 5 minutes time. It will advance automatically, or you can advance it always on the click of a mouse. If you don't, then it will not advance on the click of a mouse, but if you say, it's okay. So now it will automatically advance, and also it will advance on the mouse click. Okay, this is what is the timing all about. So if I give it a show, if I give it a slideshow like here, but it will come up to the whole screen. So my recorder is not recording whole screen, so the some part of it will come. Okay, let me give it a go and chuck. This is the first slide. I'm not doing anything, so second slide is coming automatically. I'm not doing anything. Third slide is coming, and the last slide is coming, and that's it. Our slideshow is over. Okay, so this was all about the timing. Okay, between the slides in a timing required between the slides in PowerPoint. Okay, we have few questions left out. It's 30 minutes time. I will take dinner, and maybe after that I will make another video. Until then, masalama.